Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Clean Gaming. I'm your host Jalindo, and today we're playing more Dungeon of the Endless, which was created by the same developers who made Endless Space and Endless Legend, which were two very awesome games I enjoyed very much. For those not familiar with the game, Dungeon of the Endless is described as a roguelike dungeon defense. One way to think of this is a randomly generated tower defense game with towers that you can move around. We're going to start a new game here, and we're going to have to pick our two starting heroes. It starts with a little cutscene. We're going to skip this. I'm going to put it on too easy because I'm going to be kind of demonstrating the game a little bit, and I don't want to die and humiliate myself. I'm going to pick two heroes here. Now, I think I'm going to start with Elise and Chef Nanor? Chef Nanor. Normally, I start out with a faster character that can carry the crystal really fast, and it makes the game easier on lower levels, but, you know, I feel like I'd like to do something different this time around. But I do want to demonstrate what we see here on the screen. For the newer players, you can choose your difficulty. When you first start out, there will be too easy and easy as two different difficulties you can have. I highly recommend you start out on too easy because this game is quite difficult, especially your first couple times through when you're not sure what you're doing, and you really should, you know, give yourself some time to acclimate yourself to how the game plays and what you should be focusing on and things like that without being totally overrun your first couple times. It'll help you learn, so definitely recommend too easy. Other people may disagree, but this helped me out a lot when I was learning. The two heroes we're going with are Elise Ness and Chef Nanor. Each hero has 4 different stats on the screen. The first one is health points, HP. Second one is speed. The third is DPS, or damage per second, and the fourth one is wit. The first one, health, is obvious. It's how much damage a hero can take. There's also defense in the game, so defense reduces how much damage you take. Health just absorbs that damage, and your health heals at the end of every turn. You also have speed. That's how fast your character moves around. These are two of the, I would say, slower characters, especially when carrying the crystal. They can be quite slow. The third one, third stat on this screen is damage per second, or DPS, and this is how much damage they inflict over time. Now, please keep in mind, some heroes attack faster, some attack slower, and that will have a pretty big, in my opinion, impact on how each hero plays. So you take someone like Skroig here, who has a fast damage, fast attack speed. He's going to attack more frequently. He's going to kill those smaller enemies a lot faster, whereas someone like Mizzy has a very slow attack. She's going to attack those smaller enemies. She's going to one-shot them, but she's going to kill them slower. And it changes based on what level you're at and all this other kind of stuff. But just, you know, keep in mind, it's not just damage per second and everything's equivalent. There are different stats other than what's listed here. The fourth stat on the screen is wit, and the amount of wit you have determines how much bonus you get when that hero is manipulating, repairing, operating a module. And there's a big skill in this game called operate. When a hero is operating a module, they give their wit amount, their wit stat, to that resource. So if you're operating a food module, I'll show you what those are later, but if you're operating a food module and you have 12 wit, you're going to get 12 more food per turn, and that's going to be absolutely huge. These characters have low wit, and so they're not going to be good operators, but I'm hoping to pick up 1 or 2 good operators as we go through the game. I'm going to click start here, and we're going to load into the game. When you click start, you'll have another cutscene, and then you'll crash land on a planet, and we can just go ahead and click through that. As we load into the game, we've chosen our heroes, and now we've crash landed. Here next to us, here is a crystal, and that crystal acts as a generator for the rest of the dungeon, and it has dust as its power source. And if you look up at the top, you have these 2 little boxes and a dust level of 28, and these 2 little boxes tell you need 10 dust to unlock. If you read there, you need 10 dust to unlock a mark, and that is used to power a room. And it says use middle click, but I prefer using control click. Does the same thing. And so I can power 2 rooms with this. We don't have to power the main room, so we don't really do that here. But The more dust you collect as you open doors, you can get more dust from events and things like that. You also get dust from monsters, and those are used to power your rooms. If the crystal gets attacked, you will lose dust, and that will make the level much harder. So try to avoid your crystal getting attacked at any time. The purpose of each level is to your purpose is to get the crystal from the starting location here to the exit, which is an elevator, and have the elevator take you to the next level. The game is semi-turn based. Each time you open a door is another turn, so I'll go ahead and do that here just to show you what that's like. You open a door, and you'll notice I got 8 industry, 3 research, 6 food. I'm being attacked by some monsters. I'm in an unlit room. If I zoom out, I can see that that room is unlit. I can control click, and it lights the room. You can see one of the little things is taken there. I have lit one room. I can light one more. If I open up this door, I can light the next room if I want to. There in this room, you can see there's one major module in the center, and there's minor modules along the outside. I can build major modules, which are these in the middle, and then you can see the little down arrow. As I have this selected, it shows me where I can build it. And then using F3, I can make a defense module here in the minor module slot. Takes 3 industry. It's called Prisoner Prod, and these are very valuable in the early game, early offensive turrets that help you defend a choke point or a room. So each time you open the door, you can spawn monsters, you can spawn events, you can spawn another hero, a merchant. Things happen in these rooms, and you don't know what's on the other side of the door in the next room until you open the door. And it makes for a very interesting what's in the next room kind of dynamic. It's very enjoyable. A note on the major modules and the minor modules. There's only one minor module available here and 3 major modules. As you research, there'll be crystals. As we research, I'm going to go ahead and start building here. As we research on those research crystals, we will get other modules that we can build, and those can go in those slots. There will be different doors on each level. The higher the level, the more doors, and the higher the level, the more spawns. So I'm going to go ahead. That's enough explaining. I'm going to go ahead and start going through this level. And now that I've explained everything, I'm going to be going pretty quickly. But I will be pointing out things as they come to me and as I need to explain things. I walked into this room. This room is powered by mysterious force. Some of these rooms will be powered on their own. I don't have to use dust to power them, which is awesome. I'm going to build another industry generator. But since this level is so short, I'm not going to build any more modules in this whole level. So we're going to go through this hopefully quite quickly. Next room, we have more monsters. Go ahead and take those down. And light this room. I'm not going to build anything there. I'm going to go to the next room. What's in here? We got a research, so this is our first research. So if I click this crystal, I get choice of what research I want to make. The science upgrades. A lot of people don't like these improvements, or at least some people I've read don't like these improvements that give you more per building. This one adds 4 science, for instance, and the base model adds 3 science. Each additional level adds an additional per turn. Some people don't think these are worth it, and they choose to do other things. I kind of heavily rely on getting these early, so they I can stockpile resources and use them to really power through other things later on. So I'm gonna hopefully, air quotes, hopefully, get enough research in order to at least do one of those researches. I'm gonna go ahead and power this room. I only have 1 door to go through. Excuse me, I had a cough there. I only have 1 door to go through, so I'm going to go ahead and open that door and continue on. I can... oh, we got a little chest there. It's one of the random events you can have. Open the chest, and inside is a prison uniform. I can put that on. We can go over equipment really quick. If I right-click, I can see the hero page. If I click I or click this button up here, I can see items in my backpack. And Elise here is unique. She doesn't have any armor slot. Her armor is actually powered, and she's stronger in powered rooms. That's just something that you learn from, reading her skills and things like that. Dust cells. There you go. health regen and defense and powered rooms, and that gets more powerful with the higher the level she is. So she gets 2 device slots, 1 machine gun slot. Nanor gets these are active skills up here, by the way. We'll go over them later. He gets 1 armor, 1 I guess sword, and 1 device. I can go ahead and put this prison uniform on Nanor. He also gets. Each hero also has a passive skills, a set of passive skills, and a set of active skills. And you should just go through those. I'm not going to read through everything here. I actually haven't used these 2 heroes extensively, so I'll be learning in this playthrough as well, as much as I can while explaining everything. So new room, 2 new monsters, power it up. And again, we have no real danger because all the rooms are lit, which is very helpful. But again, I'm not going to build anything because I'm in door 6. There's probably 7 more doors remaining. I'm not going to really need to build anything else. It's not going to pay itself off by the time I'm done with the level. Next room, no dust. We have our first unlit room. Now here's where some strategy comes into play. I'm going to go ahead and leave Chef Nanor in this room, and I'm going to move Elise into the next room. Having a hero in a room acts as lighting that room, and so if you leave a hero in a room, the monsters won't spawn in that room, and so it'll make it much safer. So if we get 4 heroes, we can have 3 unlit rooms that are perfectly safe and won't spawn monsters because we can just spread those heroes out into those rooms. That doesn't always work out really well, but it will in this case. In this case, I have another unlit room. I don't have enough dust to power these 2 rooms, so I'm going to leave Nanor in there, and I'm going to have Elise open the next room. In that room, we have the exit, and this is where we have to take the crystal to. So if we zoom out, we have to run the crystal from here over to the exit. And it can get tricky because any unlit room will start constantly spewing monsters as soon as you touch that crystal, as soon as you pick it up and start moving it. And you can't really put it back down and make it safe again. You have to get out of the level. And it can be very, very dangerous if you can't light a path all the way to the exit for safety. And especially in my situation, I have some very slow heroes. It's going to get kind of dangerous for me because they're going to be spawning and my heroes are going to be taking damage as they run the crystal to the next level. It should prove challenging, even though I'm going to move her back a little bit and move him back a little bit. I don't want to use food to heal just yet, so I'm going to keep moving her back. Might just have to do that. Go ahead and heal her once, and hopefully together they can take them down. Sorry, I had to focus a little bit there. I don't like to use... Healing takes resources. I don't like to use too many resources early on because I really like to focus those on later, more challenging levels. It's unfortunate I had to do that there. So I'm going to go ahead and... I need to learn these skills as well at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and move Elise into the next room and then move her back again to this room. And hopefully we can handle whatever spawns. Go ahead and get his attack power up for a minute so he can finish those guys off and come down to help Elise. Heroes can start out a little bit weak, and they need to be leveled up with food. I'm going to go ahead and grab this chest here. I should probably go ahead and do that. Level him up and level her up. We shouldn't need to heal anymore in this level. We got a Fuzzy, which is a little machine gun. We can toss that on Elise, and that's a big damage increase that we needed. It does 20 attack power and reduces her speed, which is already slow. Now she's going to be very slow. Her attack power, though, went up from 51 to 71, which that's a big increase numerically. I'm going to move Nanor back down to this exit area. I'm going to open this next door. And I guess we can go ahead and power a room here. Go ahead and power that one, move Nanor up another notch, and then go through here. This may be the last room. Yeah, and I didn't have enough. Resources to research the next level of the major modules, which I mean, it's fine, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and build, I hate doing this, but build a couple defensive turrets to help out, because this is quite painful. They should be able to stomach it, though. Just barely. Awesome. Just enough firepower. Next, I'm going to try to make a path from the starting line here, from this crystal, to the exit. And I want to do this in a way that's a little staggered so that we don't get overwhelmed in any one direction. I think Nanor is faster, but I think Elise takes more damage. So I'm going to go ahead and have Elise pick up this crystal. And I'm going to have Nanor stand here and try to hold off some of these enemies that'll come in from the top here. And then once she passes by, I'm going to have Nanor come in as well. And we're both going to head for that elevator. This would be a lot easier if I picked a faster... Ooh, there we go. Picked a faster hero. You can see how slow Elise is going to go. And I honestly, I have never played with a hero this slow, this early. I normally have much faster runners, and so I'm a little nervous that even on level 1, I might actually have trouble getting out of here alive. I'm glad I got these prisoner prods protecting me here, which is very helpful. Got more coming in. Elise has to hurry up. Go, Nanor, go, Nanor, go. Go, Nanor, go, Nanor, go. Okay, I think we're going to make this, but it's going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and run Nanor off in a minute so that they follow him. And then go back in. And then they follow him. And then we should time this just right. Exit. We both got out safely. You can leave people behind, so be careful not to hit the exit when you don't have everyone on the elevator. You will leave them on the floor below, and they will die. Well, that's it for level 1. I know that was a long recording. The future recordings will probably be much shorter, as I don't think I'm going to be surviving many levels like this with 2 slow characters, unless I find someone faster as a runner. So, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like, favorite, and subscribe. And, yeah, I'll see you next time. Keep it clean.